Welcome to Investors Insights. Our topic today is Merry Market. Here we are as we end the year shortly. We've got the holidays right before us. And Ashley and I were having discussion this morning as we're looking to close out this year, but also go into 2020. Wow. So a lot of things, a lot of positives going on. People have been calling in going, okay, what about with all the political issues going on, the political scenarios that we're in, what's the impact on the overall market? And basically at this point, we're seeing it more as a distraction as compared to what really could cause trouble for us at this point.
Yes.
The economic numbers are very strong. And I would say that if we continue on into 2020 and the Fed remains dovish, in other words, they're not going to raise rates, inflation remains low, corporate buybacks take place, well, then from that standpoint, that's a lot of strength in the economy. Plus, you get the China-U.S. trade deal taken care of. And another thing is also, we talked about this morning, historically, you're going into the fourth year of a presidential term.
Right.
And based on history, that's usually strong from an economic standpoint. So if you've got the political issues over here and all the debates going on, but business is showing strength and is basically pulled away from government in terms of what decisions they need to be making. Sure, we've got regulations they need to stay in front of, but the reality of it is that business is very positive right now. Now, you were talking, Ashley, because on other vlogs you've talked about if the China-U.S. Trade war, if that comes to some kind of terms, that's huge for business. Elaborate on some of the things you were talking about this morning.
It is. I agree with Greg totally. 2020 has got the potential to be a really good setup next year. And some of the things that we're looking at in addition to what Greg was mentioning, like this year, for example, 49% of Americans had some level of pay raise. That's the highest since 2016. I mean, that shows that business is doing well because they can make a commitment like that.
So. Yes.
You know, we were talking about it too over really Friday and over the weekend. A $1.4 trillion budget got agreed to, and it's like Greg and I were saying this morning, you got $50 billion in extra discretionary spending in there for next year.
Right.
So that's going to be a push. And then the census data will come out today. We're probably having 11% year over year in people buying new houses. And in addition to that, you've got Brexit, as Trey did a great job talking about that on last week's vlog.
Yeah.
If you hadn't seen it, you may want to look at that.
Take time to do that.
Exactly. But once Britain's out of there at the end of January, they're still a top 10 market of ours that's going to be easy to trade with them.
Right.
So there are a lot of things that are going that are very positive right now.
Yeah, and so we see all that news, and it's the old saying, if you take a pad and put a line down the middle and put all the positives on one side and all the negatives on the other, you're going to find right now the positives far outweigh the negatives. So,
and a lot of jobs out there. The other thing Greg and I were mentioning too, there's 7.3 million unfilled jobs in the United States. And our first reaction to that, looking at the data, is, well, maybe that's sort of lower level, not high multiplier. But a lot of those jobs are in things like utilities and healthcare that pay really good wages, but the workforce is so stretched, you can't even get people to fill those.
Right, and talk about the bank rate data that came out.
Oh, it's amazing. The bank rate data, as we were saying, when you get people that are having some level, and say it's half of the country, that's getting some level of compensation increase, that is a major commitment a company's making.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of times you're looking at the technology going the other way, which can keep wages flat or down, but now the technology is coming in there and the wages are going up. That's a powerful combination.
Very much so. Yeah. So on that note, we hope you go into the rest of this week and have a very Merry Christmas, that you enjoy family and friends, and that from the standpoint of this time, just know that a lot of positives going on, and we hope that you're in your life that you're experiencing that as well, and that in terms of portfolios, we've seen valuations go up because of all these economic positive news as we go into 2020. Have a great week. We look forward to keeping you updated.